speaker, Mr. Nagpavan sir, today's session about designing and mapping outcomes. Sir, please go on, sir. We welcome you for the session.
Thank you, madam. Thank you all the eminent and erudite personalities for the FDP program, so for providing me an opportunity to share my views with you. And I'm sharing my screen right now so that we can start the session. Today, good evening one and all. Today we focus on the how to draft the vision mission statements and how these mission statements will help us in drafting the PEOs. Anyhow, the program outcomes are available through the graduate attributes. NBA already done its job in giving the graduate attributes being properly transformed into the program outcomes. And with the help of the NBA, if interested, we can modify the POs based upon our requirements, or we can adopt same in total what the NBA has provided. So coming with the first thing, the pyramid here. So when we talk about the outcomes and how to start with the DAO, it all starts with the top level normally, and we'll come up to certain level and we'll stop. And that it's a two-dimensional approach. We'll follow the two-directional approach. So initially we start with top-down approach, and we halt for some time, and we start with the bottom-up approach to make the process to be complete. So we'll make it a complete sandwich kind of mechanism to complete the process. So initially, the top of the pyramid will have the institutional vision and mission. And in the lines of institution vision and mission, we are going to define the department vision and mission. And in some cases, the department will have the multiple diversified programs. And in such cases, there is a need to have the program-wise the mission and vision. So in our cases, when we come for the affiliated institutions or small institutions, normally each department is associated with only one program or maximum of 2 programs. So it's very limited. In such cases, a department vision and mission is sufficient. So we don't need to go with the program vision and mission. But in some cases, we need to have a very diversified set of programs being offered in a department. So in such cases, we have to go with the program vision mission. So once we have the program vision mission, we are going to talk about the objectives. So, and then next we go with the program outcomes, and then next course objectives, course level objectives, the topic level objectives, like that. So first coming with the mission and vision. So it is a statement where we are going to declare, the institution is going to declare through the management vision, what exactly institution want to deliver through the institution. So that says declaration. And this declaration primarily focuses on the midterm and the long-term goals. So when the institution fixes its midterm and long-term goals, and those goals are going to feed for us to make the vision statement to be defined. So here we can say like this: a vision statement is an institution declaration of its midterm and the long-term goals, stating what they want to become in future. So this feature, in the sense, normally we talk about the midterm in the sense 3 to 4 years, long term means nearly 10 years. So there's a big perspective we have. So from this particular perspective, we have to define we should have our vision statement. So that means we are talking about a decade. So like this, we have to make the vision statement. Now, when you're defining a mission statement, you have to keep few things in future. When you are stating a statement, it should have the present stated should be expressed on its own. There is no necessity to talk about the present status. The present status, when you're talking about the next goal, automatically it innately describes what we are present. So that means here there is no necessity for us to say what we are now. Automatically it innately describes what exactly we are, at what level we are, and based upon this, where we want to be in the future, in the next coming 10 years. So like this year, we have to talk about our future. And while writing the statement, we should see that it should be written in present tense. Sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, you may use the future tense. Normally, we are being advised not to use the future tense, but preferable, we are being advised to use the present tense while stating the vision statement. And the idea of the vision statement is where you want to be after the 10 years, where you want to see the institution after 10 years. Like this, we are going to define the vision statement. And we need that much of ample time. So if you want to make an institution to be an autonomous institution, say an affiliated institution to want to become autonomous institution. So here, first of all, the institution has to be permanently affiliated. So once it attains the status of permanent affiliation, then it gets eligibility to go with the acquiring 2F and 12B, and then next it can go with applying for autonomous status. So that means here, it is a long-term process. Normally, the standing regulation says that if you want to attain autonomous status, we need to have minimum 10 years of the functionality of any affiliating institution under an affiliating university. So that means here the 10 years is compulsory. We should have that gap, the time frame we have to do. And accordingly, if you want to say, you want to see the institution as a deemed university, okay, having an institution to be a deemed university. So when you want to talk about the deemed university, so we want to see how much, we want to see that how much of time frame you are going to have to see your institution to be a deemed university. Or if you want to make your institution to be a private university, so how far we can transform? What are the standing statutory regulations that are existing? So these are very important things that we need to consider. So the time frame is to be very important while defining the vision statement, where the exact time is not mentioned, but the realization time should always, it should exist. And the next one is what you would like to be when you reach that particular position. So how you are going to see yourself. That is a very important point. And how that makes you to have a redefining of a new vision statement. Once you reach a particular height, automatically we have achieved certain things, and definitely you want to hire something more. So that means how you want to see yourself, where you want to stand. So that aspect we need to focus by a vision statement. So it shows where you want to go and what you will be like when you reach there. So what you will going, what is the status that you are going to acquire when you reach that position on realizing the vision. So this is the very important aspect while defining the vision statement. So institution already envisioned it. The management of the institution already envisioned it. Now we need to put that in the form of words. So this makes to have the clear statement of the vision. Now, once the vision statement is ready, we need certain things to be followed so that our vision can be realized. And everyone, every stakeholder, particularly along with the management, the staff, and the students, has to be contribute themselves to make the institution vision be realized. So in different ways, these people are going to contribute to the vision to make the institution vision to be realized. Now here, the next comes is the mission. So when you talk about the mission, when you want to make a institution mission statement to be defined, we have to keep three things in mind. So what is the key aspect? So that means who are the target stakeholders? So then the next, what kind of contribution we are going to provide? So that means what kind of service? Excuse me. So what kind of service? So if you talk about a company, in such case here, we are going to talk about a product. So if you have, you become an entrepreneur, the students has become entrepreneurs, and they got a company. They want to define what is the mission statement of that company. So in that case, they will be delivering either a service or a product. So that means the contribution. In our case, ours is an educational service sector. So that's the reason why we would say our contribution is a service based. Okay, so then the next comes is the distinction. What is the uniqueness? There are many people, they want to say do this, do that, and we are going to acquire like this. But here, what is the uniqueness which makes your institutions to be a different one with all existing institutions in the vicinity? So there is no need to compare with everyone. So we'll see how unique we are with respect to the existing neighborhood in the vicinity. So that makes our distinction. So the three aspects we need to consider while defining our mission statement. So a mission statement defines what key aspect and purpose of the institution is in, and why it exists and what purpose it serves. When you are able to address all these issues, you will have a very beautiful mission statement defined. In early days, we used to have only one single statement, and due to the various governance changes and all, we are able to make our mission statement to be broke down into 2 or 3 statements, so that we can have a very beautiful mission statement be drafted for the institution. Now, going with how, when we're working with the mission and vision, there is a lot much of confusion. So, what exactly is the vision? What exactly is the mission? So I try to differentiate the mission and vision in this 5 perspectives based upon earlier researchers' work, and consider as the definition, and we have the answers, what we want to get, the purpose, and the next activity that we do, and the effect which we are going to realize. So from the definition perspective, vision is a snapshot, and whereas the mission is a statement. So the snapshot, there is a lot much of difference between snapshot and the statement. Snapshot is a pictorial representation. So what it includes everything, but the statements, everything is very systematically organized and presented. So that is a difference what we can observe with the definition of the vision as a snapshot and a statement for vision from the perspective of the definition. And then next, when we talk about the answers, what kind of answers? So the vision says what, whereas the mission says why. So this is the one which brings a big difference. Then next, the purpose. It inspires. The purpose of the vision is it is inspiring one. So the person who reads, they will definitely get inspired with how the institution is trying to give to its stakeholders. So it's an inspirational kind of statement. But whereas the mission, it informs, it gives the information to the stakeholders, how it is going, what it is trying to do with respect to with the institution. The next, activity. So the activity of the vision is seeing. So it's trying to see what exactly it is being pursued. But the mission, it is by doing. We have to accomplish certain things, and we have to take certain tasks. Once the tasks are being accomplished, that means they have been completed, we can see the a realized vision before us after a certain period of time. And the effect with respect to the vision, we will see many challenges, and the mission, it clarifies everything. So this is the way how we can differentiate between the vision and the mission. So here I gathered certain examples of to some 2 big companies. One is the Google LLC. So the vision statement of the Google LLC is to provide access to world's information in one click. So it's a very inspirational one. And the mission statement, to organize world's information and make it, so it tried to organize, sense that a kind of action which is saying, so organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. So the 3 aspects are very beautifully being incorporated into the statement. So that is the mission statement of the Google LLC. Similarly, the sales of the Toyota Motor USA Inc. It says that to be the most successful and respected car company in America. So there are many companies that are existing. So among that, the Toyota want to establish its own presence. So they are not much more interested. They want to be more successful and respected. So they want to maintain the quality and they want to maintain the brand. So with that, they want to have their vision statement. They want to see like that. And the next, the mission is to attract and attain the customers with high value products and services and more satisfying ownership experience in America. So the 3 things are very clearly defined: attain and attract customers. So how it is possible? With high valued products and services, with quality products and services, they want to attract and attain the customers. And they want to make the ownership be more satisfying, and they can gain the best experience in the country, America. So this is the mission. So what it is good. So this is the one which makes every person to look at, yes, why don't I have a Toyota? So why don't you buy a car from Toyota? So this makes the people to think. So this is the kind of statement that we do. So this is about the companies. But when it comes to the service sector, like the education service sector, so I acquired certain examples from IISc Bangalore. So this is one of our best institution we have in India and in the world also. So when you look at the vision of the IISc, it's a very clear one. IISc aims to be among the world's foremost academic institution through the pursuit of excellence in research and the promotion of innovation by offering world-class education to train future leaders in science and technology by applying the science and technology breakthroughs for Indian wealth creation and the social welfare. So it is very clearly mentioned. So they want to become one of the topmost institutions through, so they don't want to, they have a clear cut idea through the pursuit of excellence in research and the promotion of innovation. They're the two key aspects which they want to promote so that they can become the world-class institution by offering world-class education to train the future leaders, not the students, future leaders in the science and technology. So they have a global purview. They're not looking at in a local purview, they're looking at a global purview, science and technology, by applying the science and technology breakthroughs. So that means innovation is a part and parcel of it, and which creates wealth to the India, the great country India, and also the social welfare. So here, there are different points that have been made to inspire the vision of the IISc in the coming 5 to 10 years, like that. Maybe let us consider the vision is for 10 years. At present, we are looking to see that better, instead of making our graduates to be working with some company, why don't we make our graduates be the entrepreneurs? So if we can transform them into the entrepreneurs, then it is possible to make them as the entrepreneurs. So what we would like to have is we need to develop the culture of the innovation. So if you want to have the innovation, so along with the innovation, the research, the purpose of the research and the promotion of the innovation in the institution, then definitely lead the institution and make the stakeholders of the institution to contribute themselves to see that the science and technology is properly learned and they can apply it and they can create wealth. At the end, the social welfare is also another concern that's been shown. So it's a very inspiring vision statement of the IISc Bank. So to get this, they have 4 different mission statements, a step-by-step process here. So they want to observe, they want to make this vision to be realized through 4 different things. So impart world-class education. Yes, that's a very important thing. So we want to make the graduates to be impart with the high quality education of fundamentals and applied research in science and engineering. And the next, conducting high impact research, generating new knowledge and disseminating knowledge through the publications in top journals and conferences. So this is another prime thing that we want. So first one is the delivering the world-class education. Second one is the conducting high impact research. And the next, with this, the faculty also has the human resources we have. The faculty, the curriculum is owned by the faculty. So that means the faculty got some expertise. So we have to utilize that. The applying faculty expertise towards the success of the national science and technology initiatives. The government of India has certain initiatives. So as a government institution, it is committed to the institution in the nation's development. So one of the nation's prime important institutes. So definitely the faculty expertise is required, and that expertise should be given for the national level. Then next comes the deep knowledge in the various areas to create, know how and develop such the utilization of industry and society. So this is another situation that we're going. So these 4 mission steps will make the mission be realized for the IISc Bangalore. So similarly, I got from IIT Bombay. So for IIT, some kind of problem is there here. So IIT Delhi here. So the IIT Delhi says to contribute to India and world through excellence in scientific and technical education and research, to serve as a valuable resource for industry and the society, and remain as a source of pride to all the Indians. So it's a very beautiful, inspiring statement for IIT Delhi, and to make their vision to be realized, the institution vision to be realized. They have again the 4 different mission statements they've given. So to generate new knowledge by engaging cutting-edge research, and to promote academic growth by offering state-of-art graduate, postgraduate, and doctoral programs. They are not confining only to the undergraduate; they are focusing on postgraduate, doctoral programs also. To identify and based on an informed perception of Indian regional global needs and areas of specialization which the institution can concentrate. So the diversification they are shown. To undertake the collaborative projects with offer opportunities of long-term interaction with the academia and industry. So we cannot, being academia, singly we can't accomplish anything. The support of the industry is most. So industry get involved in the academics. Then only there is a possibility of the greater collaborative work we can take off. So if we talk about high impact research work, if we want to make our students to get trained on the real life platforms, the industry participation is must in the academics. So that's the reason why here they are talking about the industry institute interaction. So some institutions may say, well, some people may say, why there is a necessity. So if you talk about the other countries, in majority of those countries, the institution is always closed with, has a close ties with the industry. So industry itself will establish laboratories in the institutions, and the research will go in the institutions, in the institution laboratories. From there, the technology is being developed, and the technology is transformed back to the industry. So instead of disturbing the industry work, what they do is they establish the laboratories in the institution, and the innovations are going to happen, the research work is going to take, and once any new innovation happens, then automatically that innovation is being get patented, and the revenue is going to be generated to the institution as well as the company. And the next, the same is transformed. That developed technology is transformed to the industry. And if the academy itself develops that any kind of, because the innovation is a very important thing. Instead, simply having innovation in institution is not sufficient. The links with the association, the association with the industry is also equally important. So from that particular perspective, so we need to have the academia industry to have a close ties. That we call it as a very popularly industry institute interaction. And that's the reason why nowadays we are insisting. So if you go for NBA, in the NBA, they will be asking you, do you have any industry institute interaction cell, shortly called as IQ cell? Yeah, so we need to establish an industry institute interaction cell, and we need to start. Initially, we have to start developing, delivering some lectures by industry professionals, and taking up from some certificate courses if possible. And so that with the help of in Telangana, we have a support like task. So it's a government of Telangana state. This task is developing like that in AP also. So it is also providing certain training programs through that particular tie-ups. We can have a better industry institution interaction that we establish, and slowly we can transform, slowly we can make our students to be acquainted with what the industry is looking for, and accordingly we can develop our things, and we can have the best. So similarly here IIT Delhi is defined like that, and it is also looking at the human potential to the fullest extent. So they are well aware that the globally the Indians are the youngest people, so they want to develop the human potential to its fullest extent, so that intellectually capable and imaginatively gifted leaders can emerge in the range of professions. So with that, so the institution inlines, that means the national inlines, the international requirements also been considered while taking up this mission statement, so that they can realize the vision in a very collective manner. Then next, here on a private university, another private university we have, it's a deemed university, and they have their private universities also. So then when it comes for the accreditation, these are the one is WIT, Velu Institute of Technology is the one deemed university which is excelling with respect to accreditation, even in the international accreditation levels like ABET. And similarly, another university, we have another deemed university, SRM, it is also developing the same. So they are also doing excellent OBE implementation. That our perspective of OBE and their perspective is different, but still. So in defining their mission and vision statements, it's very clearly drafted the things, and disseminated the things very effectively. So the mission is, it's a very simple statement. They are not made, it's a very bigger one. It's a very catchy statement. So they followed every possible. So most of the time, some people will also say, some professors will say that, so your vision statement should be as simple as possible, that everyone can say if anybody asks. So like this, we have to define our vision statement. So transforming life through excellence in education and research. It's a very simple thing. And the next, how. So how they want to have their mission statements, what it is going to be. So world-class education. So they're focusing on cutting edge research. So instead of making, so very catchy statement. Then next, impactful of the people, and rewarding co-creations and the service to the society. There are the 5 aspects that they want to consider to have their vision to be realized. And similarly, I got the information from SRM. So they want to emerge as the world-class university in creating and disseminating knowledge and providing students a unique learning experience in science, technology, medicine, management. So they have a wide spectrum of the looking at the perspective. Other areas of scholarship, that best serve the world and the betterment of the man. And to this, they used to have the mission like this: move up through the institutional international alliances and with collaborative initiatives to achieve the global excellence and accomplish a process to advance the knowledge in rigorous academic and research environment, attract and build the people. So once again, human resource they are looking at. Attract and build people in rewarding and inspiring environment, fostering freedom, empowerment, creativity, and the innovation. So these are all the buzzwords of the government of India initiatives for current technical institutions, considering all their mission statement is being considered. So the vision and mission of some premier institutions we have discussed. Now here, with once the mission and vision statements of the institutions are being discussed. So next, what we need to do, we have to take the approval. We'll discuss that one in the but as a part of importance here. So the mission and vision statements. So who are going to get involved? The management and the programs, what we are offering, and the parents, the stake. We have to take the information from the stakeholders. By including all these people, we can have by collecting the feedbacks from them. So we'll have some insights how we can make our vision and mission statement of the institution be drafted. So once the mission and vision statements have been drafted, simply accept this publishing in the website or pasting on the notice boards, it's not going to work. It should be authorized, first of all, through a statutory body. So one should have a board of governors, and through in the board of governors, it should be discussed, and we have to finalize the mission and vision statement in the board of governors. So in the board of governors, a governing body, what we call. So once it is being finalized, now it is legally correct, and we can make our data to be shared in various places, and we can display in the notice boards. We can paste them in the walls. We can create big pictures like this, like wherever we see, wherever you want to make your data to your mission and vision statement, in the laboratories, in the departments, everywhere, so that everyone will digest what exactly the mission and vision, and every faculty, the staff, the student, everyone should contribute to the best for the vision realization of the institution vision through the mission statements. And the respect, the head of the department, head of the institutions, head of the departments, and with the help of the management, they are going to see how the mission is going to be taken care of, so that the mission vision will be realized. And when it comes to the department, so the department would like to have a vision statement. So when we talk about, because in the accreditation, especially in the MBA accreditation, so we talk about the program level. MBA accreditation is basically focusing at the program level, not at the institution level. So even in the institution level, we talk about when it comes to the department, then automatically the perspective transfers will shift from the thinking process will shift from the institution to the department. When it comes to the department, then automatically we should have our own mission and vision. So the head of the department, along with the faculty members, they have to see that they have their own the mission and vision, so that they can do the best through the department, and they will going to help to the best to the possible to see that the institution vision is being realized. So how we need to see here? So it is a department perspective. So we're not going to focus much more on the others. It's a department perspective. And what exactly the mission statement it is going to see here is, first thing is we have to see that what the mission vision of the institution is saying. And from that inlines only, we have to make the department vision. And when you're drafting the department mission statement, we have to focus on the history, the academic viewpoint, or the philosophy, what we call, the type of the student. So the students who we are going to get, are they academically strong, or the social levels, academic state. These are all we need to consider, because when you talk about a CSE department in Hyderabad, when you talk a CSE department in one institution in Hyderabad also a primary institution and institution in the outskirts, like this here. So the mission statement is going to differ based upon the mission statement of the department differs based upon the type of the student. So we need to focus that point also. So academic state, the social status, of the student, the academic status of the student, these are all going to play very vital role. So we need to consider the faculty, the strength of the curriculum. So here the curriculum, the different perspectives, the curriculum, and the contributions to the society, and the next communication with the community. So like this here, we can more consider. And to make this one to happen, we are going to use the SWOT analysis. So which is a preferred tool, SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. And with the help of the SWOT analysis, we are going to collect the strengths of the department, and we have the weaknesses. We will definitely have the opportunities and certain threats. Considering all and taking the feedback from all the stakeholders, we can start drafting our department vision and mission with a correlation or with an inline of institution mission and vision. So here I try to present the mission and vision of a department of CSE or some primary institution here, and the vision statement to become a world-class department in imparting high quality knowledge and providing students a unique learning and research experience in computer science and engineering. And to make this one to be possible, here they're focusing on imparting high quality knowledge and unique learning and research experience. So to make the vision to be realized, so the mission statements are like to impart knowledge in cutting edge technologies and part of industry standards. So they want to rely on, they want to theoretically, they want to deliver the knowledge at the same time. Apart from that, we are going to deliver the industrial standards also. Whatever the industrial standards that have been there, so those standards has to be followed while at the time of delivering the lectures. So our students has to practice it. Though in the laboratory experiments, if we take as an example, so some people will say, how it is possible to implement the industrial standards? Because we are teaching the students with the curriculum that is given by the affiliating university, not a problem. We are working with affiliating university, fine. But we have the experiments that are given with. So each experiment, when you are executing, so every experiment, when results have been obtained, those results has to comply with certain standards. Normally, what we'll see is once the results are acquired, the allowable results, then automatically we say yes. But here, why don't you work to see that the standards are being reached to that particular experiment? So when you know what is the standard and we make the student to realize that particular standard, then student will know. Theoretically, sometimes it may be possible, sometimes not possible, because our equipment, sometimes it may support, sometimes it may not support. But the student know that this is the actual industrial standard, and that is what this is what I got right now with the experiment what I conducted. So they know the industrial standard, and they have to work to attain the industrial standard if they conduct the same kind of experiment in the industry. So where the person is working, the graduate has been working. So we have to make the industrial standards to be given. So that's the way how the Department of CS has been considered. And along with that, they want to collaborate and renowned academic institutions in research and development. So another one they want to have. So the strength what they're having is not sufficient, and at the same time, they have more opportunities available in and around. So that's the reason why they want to collaborate themselves with renowned academic institutions in the form for the research and development, because they have the capability. Why don't you have the capability being make use in the institution? So in the department. And the next, along with that one should know, one should have the societal and ethical responsibilities of the professional activities. So we try to do the innovation, we try to do certain research. The people is going to take away your work and it is published somewhere. So this ethically it is not correct. So the person who has been given the knowledge, and we have to show certain respect to that particular, the professionally how to show certain, ethically how to show certain respect, the ethical values we need to follow. So just acquiring the unique learning and the research experience not sufficient. We have to instill the societal ethical responsibilities. So that's the way how they want to see the graduates in this particular, like this, the mission statement has been given here. Then next is another one for Department of Civil Engineering. So in the civil engineering department, so they want to talk about the Department of Civil Engineering, where you see the department, the Department of Civil Engineering will excel and lead in education, research, and innovation, contributing to the advancement of design, construction, and management of infrastructure to enhance the quality of life for humanity in a sustainable way. So they brought many aspects into the work. So they want to excel and lead in the education. So quality education, the research and innovation, contributing to the advancement of design, construction, infrastructure to enhance the quality of life for humanity. So in a sustainable way, not for 2 or 3 days, it should be sustainable. So to make this vision to be realized, so they have 3 mission statements defined as M1, M2, and M3. So this is about the mission statement. And then next, we go with the program educational objectives. So once the mission, vision are the institution and the department are being completed, then next we start focusing on the program educational objectives.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Sorry for the interruption, sir.
Sir.
Sir, actually, I have some questions, sir, regarding vision and mission.
Sir.
Sir, you please continue, sir.
Okay.
Pavan, sir.
So we have the program educational objectives, so which popularly were shortly called as the PEOs. So the PEOs are the broad statements we already discussed in the last. We already have a dissemination about this. They are the broad statements describe the career and professional accomplishments the program is going to provide to the graduates. And the next, it is going to differ from the student outcomes. So normally we talk about the student outcomes, they are going to be different. And how they are going to be different is, so degree of specificity, the role of constituents, the purpose of assessment, and the cycles of data collection. From this particular side, the POs are the data that we are going to manage for the POs are different when compared to the other outcomes, because they are going to be evaluated after a long period. So we are going to collect the feedback from the stakeholders very frequently in different times. And the next later it will be calculated and we are going to see how the PEOs are being realized. And the next PEO should be consistent with the mission of the institution. So earlier, there's a lot much of problem that has been acquired. In 2013, when OBE started with the National Board of Accreditation, majority, the institution started working with the mission. Already they have the vision statement. When they are drafting the PEOs of the program, so they tried their best to see that they are being standing on the mission as well as the mission of the institution as well as the department. So we need to focus that particular point very specifically nowadays. Now in the NBA, when you're filling SAR, it is mandatory for us to see that the mapping of the mission with the PEOs is existing. So we have to see that. So the mission of the departments is to be mapped with the PEOs, what we have been studying for a program. And the next, the PEOs are generally assessed indirectly via interaction with alumni and industry persons associated with the program of the institute. Then next, when you talk about the number of PEOs, the people will think that because they see a wide spectrum of possibilities. The SWOT analysis shows that they have many more possibilities, but whatever they are, you should see that the number of PEOs should be managed. So normally suggest you to have 3 to 5 PEOs. So more than that PEOs, it is very difficult for us to work. So having the more number, what is going to happen? But when it's going to happen with the more number of PEOs, so we have to map our PEOs with the PEOs. Excuse me. We want to make the POs to be mapped with the POs. Then accordingly, we are going to see the COs. So the realization process is going to become very complicated. So that's the reason why we want to see that our POs should be managed. So 3 to 5 are advanced, and they need to be achievable. So just simply having the POs is not sufficient. We should be in a position to see that we are in a position to achieve them. So without having no capability of achieving process, then it will be very difficult for us. So that's the reason why they should be achievable. Accordingly only we can define. So some people may say when discussing, sir, can we have the PEOs of what the other institution is following? The other institution locality is different, the vicinity is different, their strengths are different, their weaknesses are different, the complete scenario is different. So we cannot copy the PEOs from one institution to another institution. So based upon what we have to the institution, so that's the way how we are going to define, and we have to see that they are achievable. And the PO should be specific to the program. So we should not be get diverse. It should be specific, and we have to say that the PO should be not broad, not too broad. So too generalization also leads many confusions. And the PO should be based on the needs of the constituencies. This is another one that we need to focus on. So here is an example which I obtained for computer science engineering department of one primary institution. And they have the 4 PEOs, they are the PEO 1, 2, 3, and 4 for particular BTech computer science and engineering. So what they say is the graduates will be able to perform technical and managerial roles ranging in design, development, problem solving to production support in software industries and R&D sectors. So this is another one. And the graduates will be able to successfully pursue higher education in reputed institutions. So not only doing their work, and they are capable of pursuing higher education in the reputed institutions. And the graduates will have the ability to adapt, contribute, innovate new technologies and systems in the key domains of computer science and engineering. So the innovation and adaptability to the environment and the contribution capabilities are focused. And the graduates will be ethically and socially responsible solution providers and entrepreneurs in computer science, engineering, and other engineering disciplines. So making a broad spectrum, not only confined to the computer science, they want to mingle with other engineering disciplines also, ethically and socially responsible solution providers as well as the entrepreneurs. Like that, it has been considered. Now here, for the same department, we have the PEOs and we have the mission statement. And when you look at them here, the PEOs are somewhere been inlining with, that means they are been getting mapped with the mission. The same I try to represent through this particular mapping structure. So how the mission statements are contributing? Are they contributing at low level? Are they contributing at high level? Or moderately they are contributing? One indicates that they are contributing at low level. So the 2 indicates that it is contributing moderately. So that means how the mission statement is contributing for the realization of the PEOs. So this mapping is very important. Then next, the 3 is the high level of the mapping we are going to have. So that means here, based upon this is very keenly important. Earlier, the mission statement, the PEOs are not getting matched, because of which the relation has become very difficult. But today, because of this particular mapping, we are able to see the realization is betterly possible. Similarly, I have another example here, the PEO of example of civil engineering. And here we have the 4 PEOs under this circumstance. And the mission statements of the particular department also been identified. And now we try to construct how the PEO and mission of the department is been getting mapped. So when you look at here, the PEO 1. So the PEO 1 is with respect to M1. So M1 is their mission statement. So it is highly been getting attached with the PEO. That means the high mapping is being observed here. Okay. Then next when it comes to the PEO 2, for all the 3 we have here, it is with respect to the M1, it has been moderately mapped, and the M2 also moderately mapped. When it comes to the 3, it has been lowly mapped. Okay, so that means what exactly it is. The PO2, our graduates will demonstrate leadership and initiative to advance professional organizational goals with commitment to ethical standards of profession, teamwork, and respect for diverse cultural backgrounds. So here, the same which we are trying to express the same in the M1. Outstanding learning experience with curriculum, theory, practice, technical, professional skills, which you are talking about here. So they are going to be standard, they are going to maintain certain technical standards to succeed in the wide range of careers. And that is moderately been met. When it comes to the M2, it is also same case, where they want to advance in the research through culture of discovery, creativity, innovation, which you are talking about. This is also moderately been met. It is not highly met, it is moderately been met. When it comes to the PU M3, it is going to have only one slightly. Why? It is highly capable resources to the society. We are not talking about the society here. We are trying to maintain the standards and upkeeping the professional ethical professional values. That's the reason why here, though M3 is existing, it has been very lightly been mapped with the PEO. Like this year, we are going to construct a PEO and the mission mapping. And you have to see that this mapping is dispersed across all the mission statements that we have, so that we can have, on an average, we will have the equality that can be maintained. So like this here, the PO and mission mapping will help us to have the better POs be drafted with the help of the mission statements what you have been given. So the next one that comes is the POs, which we already discussed in the, which we already shared, which I shared in the last session. And here we have the 12 graduate attributes we have here, and which we are going to call them here through NBA as the program outcomes, and focusing on engineering knowledge for solution of complex engineering problems, program analysis for analyzing complex engineering problems. And the next, that means the complex engineering problems is the key concern here. Then next, the design and development of solutions for the complex engineering problems and investigation on the complex engineering problems. And then next, the model tool usage for solving the modeling of complex engineering activities with an understanding of the limitations. It's a very important here. We cannot just work on that so that nothing is being achievable. So we have to keep the limitations and slowly achieve and expand. And then next, the engineer in the society apply reasoning informed contextual knowledge to assess societal, health, safety, legal, cultural issues, and consequent responsibilities relevant to the professional engineering practice. So engineer and to the society, the one-to-one matching here. And the next, the environment sustainability. So professionally, you have to see that the engineering solutions are societal and environmental context. They have to maintain the ethical standards from the professional front, and they have to be responsible accordingly. Capability to work individual as well as the teams. And the next, the communication is a prime concern here, to work like individually teams, and they should be in a position to read and write and comprehend and design reports. There are many things that engineers should be in a position to do. And the project management, to understanding the engineering and management principles. Then next comes is lifelong learning, and there is a need for learning lifelong for learning process, so that the technological changes whenever it happens, it is very important for every engineer. So this is the way how we are going to draft our institutional mission vision, and we are going to draft the department mission vision, and then next followed by we are going to have our education object program education objectives POs, and we are going to check how these POs are getting mapped with our mission statements. And once this process completed, we will talk about the program outcomes. If you want to redefine them, we can redefine them to the context of your needs, or we can take the NBA defined the program outcomes. And I have taken the content from certain references here. So thank you all for giving me an opportunity. And so Elias Appal Naidu sir asked certain questions. He has certain doubts with the mission statements. Sir?
Sir, if you have any queries, please ask. So thank you so much, sir, Nakton sir, for the wonderful session about designing and mapping outcomes. I hope all the participants have also enjoyed the session. So I shared the feedback link in chat box, so please fill that. If any of the participants having any suggestions or doubts, please convey those in the suggestions column in the feedback link, which I provided in chat box. So we'll share the PPT also by today to your respective mails. And thank you so much to all the participants, and let's meet tomorrow by the same time and with the same link. So thank you, Nakpon sir, once again.
Thank you, madam.
And thank you
to
all.
the participants for patiently listening to my presentation.
Sir, it's really a wonderful session. Actually, we got some idea what it is, what a vision is, and what is this PVOs and all. It's really nice session, sir. Thank you. So thank you, sir. Let's meet tomorrow.
Thank you,
Sure,
sir.
madam. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.